Hello, there we are. Hello out there, family and friends. Grand rising, grand afternoon, grand evening. Oh, okay, I'm going well. Out there, wherever you are on this lovely planet of ours. Ta-da, honey, honey, honey. Woo, this is fantastic Freedom Fridays, y'all. Fantastic because we create the most fantastic story. Story, story about how we would love for our lives to be. Yes, we do. Mhm. Freedom. Now, I must say, we have the freedom to choose again and again and again. If we don't like it, honey, yes. We have the power and the freedom to choose. Yes, choose again. Fridays, y'all know what's up. Thank God it's Friday, 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 Friday. Yeah. What y'all doing this weekend? I sure hope you're planning to have some fun in the sun if it's, not too hot. Woo! Find something fun to indulge in that is for the highest and best good of yourself and everybody everywhere. It's like a heat wave running in my heart. Heat wave. Yeah, it's been 100 and well, I think it was 113. My friend showed me on her phone when she was in Granada Hills. It was 113 yesterday. And I think it might have been that hot here in this lovely Southern California. And it's probably not as hot because I'm higher up at altitude than she is, but probably was at least around 110, 111. I think it was 111. Yes, it was because I looked at it. 111, 111. Master number 111. That means something's really going on. Something's really transforming. There's some magic going on. Yes, it is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This has been a eventful week. Yes, yes, yes. An eventful week. Many things going on. I won't talk about politics because I don't pay a whole lot of attention to that because I believe that everybody is their own president, your own master. Nothing and no one outside of you controls your life. It is an inside job, and whatever is showing up in our lives, hey, we created it, and we can uncreate it. But we got to pay attention first. We got to be able to read the signs, recognize the language, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Yeah. Let me introduce myself. I usually digress. Didn't go off too far, did I? Anyway, my name is Terry Lynn Page. I'm also known as Queen Tierra, Calafia Bay del Cristo. Yes, lots of names, huh? Because I am royalty, baby. And so are you. Yes, you are. And I am a spiritual healer. I assist people in changing their lives, coming back into harmony with their true soul's purpose in this lifetime. This lifetime. And I say this lifetime because people are so hung up on past lives and stuff like that. And yes, many of us have been here before and in other dimensions, parallel, and we have returned to do some things over or get some things a little straight or just to whatever it is. We gather from past lives and experiences the information that we can utilize in moving forward in this incarnation, in this dimension, this time. And I offer um, assistance as a spiritual healer through many different modalities that I implement. One of them is sound healing, where I use different types of instruments, musical instruments, and helping to raise the frequency, calming and raising the frequency, and assisting you in aligning, realigning with who you truly are, bringing you back into your body, bringing you back into your body. And I offer that one-on-one and in group sessions. I do a group session live on Wednesdays called Miracle Midweek Meditation. That's on Facebook. And my private group called um, Ecstatic Joy with an exclamation point. Yeah, so you can catch me there. Join my group if you're not already a member on my Facebook on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. PST, 2 p.m. EST on Wednesdays. That's Miracle Midweek Meditation. And I also offer, what's the next one? Different things have taken place where I can't find my stuff on my phone anymore. Got to go in there and find out what that's about. Some changes to Google. Anyway, yes, and I also offer the neurosensory technique, that's NST, and that is a modality based on the works of Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Bruce Lipton, and Dr. Greg Braden, the three amigos. You can find them on YouTube as well. The three of them used to do seminars and workshops together, and now they're doing their own thing. But I believe right now, is it Dr. Bruce Lipton and Greg Braden are doing some stuff together to assist all of us on this trajectory from 3D surviving to 5D thriving. Mm-hmm. And I offer the neurosensory technique one-on-one or in group sessions. This modality is to assist us in getting back into our vehicle, our bodies, because many of us have, through trauma in past lives or in this lifetime as little children, traumas. And of course, children are not taught how to process emotions and what's going on. The nervous system takes over right away and stores everything, so so it won't hurt or harm. That's what it does, and stores it in different organs, different places in the body. And fast forward, usually by the age of 30 is when all the questions and all the why is my life not changing? Why does this keep happening to me over and over and over and over again? All the same stuff. And by that time, usually some don't wake up at 30 or start to question what the heck is going on. But yeah, they come up to be transmuted into light. They come back up to be healed, resolved, because they can no longer continue hiding or being hid in our circuitry without causing problems, which is exactly what it does. That's why we recognize, oh my God, what's going on? Why does this keep happening? And yes, the neurosensory technique is a technique to assist you in coming back into your body. It's out there or on the table somewhere, navigating from over there, not fully present in your body. And then that's when dis-ease and other dis-disses can take place because nobody's home. Nobody's home. The windows is dirty, the dishes need cleaning, the carpet needs shampooing, and nobody's home to do it. Yeah, so which attracts other dirty things come in, knocking on your door. It's called a thief that comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And if you're home, that you don't even come to your house, but when everything's messing there, nobody's home, then there's, I can go in here and wreak some more havoc. Let's see. So yes, yeah. I use that analogy because it's funny, and it gets the point across, straight up. And the next modality that I offer is I do card readings. I love my cards. Yes, spiritual card readings. I use cards because cards are fun. They offer beautiful pictures that kind of enhance the backdrop of the subject being dealt with when I'm working with you, doing reading. And it makes it more fun, Who wants serious stuff going on? Ain't nothing serious going on here, It tends to get loud and serious only when we're not paying attention and realizing that it's just an event and we can rewrite that script at any time. We have the freedom to choose, right? And also, I offer Diksha Blessing Transmission, and that is a modality out of India. And that involves helping us to remove the stinking thinking. Yes, it does. Woo, whip that up in here. Woo, somebody, who did that? Woo, to clean up that stinking thinking and replace it with, oh, the rose of Sharon, Rosie, Rosie, the rose of Damascus, as our dear brother Yeshua was called the rose of Damascus or the rose of Sharon, and bring those Christed thoughts. Oh, it smells such a wonderful divine scent. I'm in love with that. Bringing those kind of thoughts back in to create what you really, 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 really want in your life. And that which you do not, it disappears because it's no longer being given attention. Ooh, or fan in the flames of the stanking, stanking flames. No more of that. And I offer that one-on-one in group sessions, and that is I offer complimentary, which means free, okay, along with any other package you may order in my shop. And yeah, that. And I also offer music CDs, inspirational music CDs. And one of my inspirational music CDs is Reclaim Your Birthright Self Empowerment Workout. And in that's the whole workshop in itself. And I have that in my shop. A lot of people dance to it. I do when I listen to it. It's got African music and drums and jungle sound effects. And it comes with a notebook or journal along with a matching pencil to play. Write down your affirmations. You can use the affirmations that I provide, or you can use some of your own, or a little bit of both, whatever works for you to manifest your life the way you would like for it to be. Ooh. And it only happens when you're having fun. If you're not having fun, well, it takes a lot longer for things to happen. And then there's drudgery and suffering and all those things. And we've all done it. We've all believed, we've all bought into that, that program of you have to suffer, you have to work hard. You got to put up with shit. Did I say that? Yeah. That ain't working for you and make your life a lot more stankier than you need it to be. So some choose that path, and hallelujah, you can have it. I have made my choice. I have used my freedom to choose again. So to write my script, rewrite my script. I'm always talking about that on every platform. And I use that in my daily life. And hey, there's times when I kind of forget, go to sleep for a second, go, whoa, how did I let that get by? And we'll talk about that in a moment. And yes, and my music CDs, and one of them is Mother Earth Divine. And that is a piece that was channeled through me from my mother on the other side, my dear, dear beautiful mother who still shows up. And that's the title, or the title track. There's a couple of other selections on there. And that CD was created to assist us in moving more smoothly from 3D surviving to 5D thriving and beyond. And that's what I do in a nutshell. And you can find all my offerings on my shop, Etsy, queentierrastreasure.etsy.com, or you can just DM me, send me a message, email, which is posted in this video. I posted it in the comment section of how you can contact me if you'd like to know more about what I do and you'd like to book a session perhaps with me. And that's queentierrastreasure@gmail.com. And my shop is queentierrastreasure.etsy.com. Stop by my shop. I've got some lovely magical oils. Lots of fun. In fact, when I first created them, I was having fun. And then a friend that in the store where I was actually putting things together, sniffing and doing in my little trance, I said, listen, you know what? You need to make them oils and sell them. I'm like, what? One of my friends in the beauty department of Sprouts Farmers Market, he said, yeah. And he's like, and tried it. He said, oh my God, you need to sell those. Get yourself an Etsy shop. My grandmother has one. Get yourself an Etsy shop. Then I had one of my band members, and we weren't a band yet, said to me, oh, Terry, you need to open an Etsy shop. I'm like, okay. And that was before I was doing oils. That was when I was making Rastafarian hats, crochet hats. I don't do that anymore because it's so time consuming. And so I sold several of them, but it was like, okay, um, I got other things I'd like to be doing right now. I might do special orders, perhaps. I don't know. But yeah, I had a wonderful friend, or I have a wonderful friend who has a band now that Ari, is it Ari? Oh gosh, I don't want to butcher the name because just one name. He had two bands. One called Altera something. It was one of my names in actuality. And now he has a new band. His name is um, Nathan Feinstein. And he saw me wearing my Rasta hat when I met him for the first time in where he was working, the grocery store where he was working. And he asked me more about it. He goes, oh, I want one. So I went over with my measuring tape the next time and I measured his head. And I went home and crocheted it up. And he says, oh my God, he loved it. He has worn it. I've seen him wearing it. And fast forward, it changed his life because he left that job very shortly after that, because the job was a place where I used to work. And I told him my story and how the truth came to me. And I exit stage right. He's like, whoa. And very shortly after, he quit and went to his music, which is his first love, like mine is. And I saw him in a different store. I said, what you doing in here? Aren't you supposed to be at work? Because no. He said, after the story you told me, he said, I quit. I said, what? I quit. And he began working for a celebrity. I won't name her. And then he got full force into his band, and they've been touring ever since. And I think he's on YouTube as well. I'm not sure, but I do know he's on Facebook. Him and his band, they are actually touring and doing big live shows with millions of people in the audience. Oh, I couldn't be more proud. Oh my God, just by showing up, being who I truly am. I didn't know, but I just did my thing. I said, listen, next thing I know, this man changed his life. He listened to what I said, and I wasn't telling him to leave that job. I just told him my story. And he ditched it, and he went full force into his passion work. You want to talk about fire? Woo! He's reggae. He's a reggae artist. He's beautiful. Anyway, had to toot my own horn for a moment there. And yes, there are lots of reviews on my shop and positive reviews and results people have had from using my oils. I've got a lottery oil, Lottery Millionaire 888, and I've got a Quick Cash 788, and Mama, which is one that helps you resolve the issues between yourself and your mother or your aunties or any females in your life that left a scar, to heal those areas between the two of you, whoever it was between you and whoever it was between. And because I had a fantastic relationship with my mother, we had our ups and downs, but mostly we were always in each other's corner. We were always rooting and always supporting each other in what we were doing. Many people said, why you listen to her? She's a child. She said, oh, she might be a child, but she knows a lot of stuff. And so we were like sisters rather than mother and daughter. So a lot of messages from her come through me easily because I don't have any stuff there blocking it, and anything that needed to be resolved before she crossed over, even though I didn't know, neither one of us knew what was coming. Well, put it this way, I did, but I didn't want to accept what I was seeing. Many times we see the messages and we don't want to hear it, and we'll stuff it with food or whatever else, but it's there. And then when fast forward, like, whoa, when it comes to a head, you're like, I saw that, but sometimes there's nothing you can do about it because that's that other person's path and you can't change it. I spent my life trying to save my mother's life after the decisions that she had made. And a lot of fun, but she had her own ups and downs, her own healings. But you see, back in those days, they were not taught, use this breath work, use these modalities to heal your trauma. It wasn't even called trauma. It was just stuff in the closet, hanging in there with the rest of the wardrobe, swinging back and forth every once in a while. You go, oh, what's that? Okay, close the door, close the closet door. Yeah, we weren't taught back then in those days how to heal ourselves, how to seek who even to look for to assist us. They just send you to a psychiatrist, a psychiatrist to put you over there in Camarillo. Camarillo's an institution for mental, yeah. That they just put you in there. And Sit you down to, okay, so how are you doing today? And what can we talk about today? There was no healing happening there. And a lot of times it still ain't, you know. But today we have so many modalities. We have so many practitioners that are here to assist us. And many are realizing it's time to reach out for the assistance that they require. If you notice, I don't say help because help is a connotation that says, oh, you need saving or rescuing and you have damage in some kind of way. Or something you need to, come on, let me help you up here. No. Assisting you is side by side. I hold your hands and let's go on this journey together. This journey to freedom together. Take my hand. Let's do this. That's assist. We're side by side. Help me, you. Ooh, whoa, what's that? Oh, can you get up? Oh, I don't know. Can I? What? Maybe I need to help you up. Whoa. None of that. That's disempowerment. I'm here to assist you in becoming self-empowered, realizing your power, who you actually are, what you came here to do on this planet, and how to have fun doing it. Woo! Because we was programmed to suffer. We was programmed with that their worship gene. Oh my God, one of the practitioners, he's on YouTube. I got his book too. That talked to us about that. We have a worship gene. So we bow down and somebody else is leading us and telling us what to do, and we ain't got no kind of power. We just gave it all away. And the telomeres, well, that's a whole other story. The telomeres, the longevity in life, and what is the word? Immortality. And I don't mean spiritual immortality. I mean, once that is downloaded into the physical circuitry, your body becomes immortal. We're going to talk about that right now. So that's a lesson out there. At some point I may address, or I may not. I'm just playing with my own self. Anyway, many need the elementary first. And a lot of the stuff we're doing is elementary, you know, even bilocating, trilocating, levitation, you know, all the different abilities that we all have. Really, that's elementary. What did our brother Yeshua say? These things shall ye do, and even greater things. The greater things when you become a more mature adult like in your power. But these things shall you do. Those are elementary. Sounds strange. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Those are way up. Those are elementary. Those babies do that kind of stuff. And some of us, we just now practicing and perfecting those things. Still, it's also elementary. The law of attraction is broad, very broad. But even that is the basic, is the elementary. And we need to move. We are being called to move beyond that. Move the next levels up. And if you notice the post that I put, oh, by the way, I do digress once again. All my modalities, find them in my shop, queentierrastreasure.com. So now back to the why I post the picture here on the front. I was trying to get a picture of to put this up on my computer and all my little technologies and stuff, which are elementary as well. There's stuff a lot greater than what we got going on right here. Other dimension, what you say in the dimensions of the stellar galactic. Other are using far greater. This is archaic. This stuff we're using today. This is nothing. But anyway, that's another talk. Pele, hot. I was trying to get this one and another one of Goddess Pele, but it wouldn't come up. So I said, okay, well, guess what? We're just going to put the Abraham workshop that I attended 2 weeks ago, which is pretty poignant because during that I received a huge answers of questions. I just only had 2 questions. I didn't have a bunch of questions. Was answered, and it's like, whoa. And that's when I ball rolling, clearing out, everything falling into place. Boom. Okay. And however, at the same time, when all the wonderful things have been released, that you're free, coming to the surface, you're expressing, you're manifesting, woo, wonderful people. What also comes up along with that, alongside of it, is all the densities that have been suppressed for quite some time as well. Other layers that we may not be aware of. I thought, oh, I'm done with it. I'm healed from that. There may be other layers, and usually there are. It's because if we're still sitting here being seen by everyone, they're still there. There's still other layers. If there are no more layers, then you popping in, popping out, and you vanish before people, you know what I'm saying? So that's a whole other story. But anyway, I do digress. I get so excited when I talk about this kind of stuff. But yeah, some things came up for me. And I always preach that we write your script, we create our reality the way we love for it to be. That's it. And so, yes, that came up for me. Some things going on with my son, that I was not getting the message. Well, I heard it, but I didn't know quite what to do with it and how deep it went. And I'll just share this part. Clearing out our storage, it had been sitting there for 10 years. There's a book that my grandmother left for me, unbeknownst to me and unbeknownst to anybody else. She used to be a school teacher. She taught preschool back in the day, and in Ohio. And she was also the school that she taught in. I was one of the students there in preschool too, and so was my cousin, Rospata. And my mother, one day, she calls me on the phone. She goes, "You got to come over and see this." I'm like, "What?" She says, "I got something that I found. It's a book I found in the closet." So she was cleaning out the house after my grandmother passed away. She was living in the house. So at some point, she decided to start cleaning this stuff out of here, And she opened the closet, all these different books and stuff in there. And she found one book, and it was in Spanish. And the little boy's name was Andres, and my son's name is Andres. And it was about people not listening, people not hearing what he was trying to convey to them. He was trying to tell them that there's something was going on. There was a bear in my bed, and she kept trying to tell everybody, "There's something in my bed." I guess he said he didn't know what it was. There's something in my bed. He's literally about 5 years old, I think, maybe 5, 4 or 5. And he didn't know what it was. He just knew it was a creature, and he couldn't explain it. No one was getting it. His mama was ignoring him. Said, "Oh, I gotta fix some food for your father. Oh, I gotta," actually, which is an analogy that I use very often about the inner child. When the child is trying to get your attention and needs some assistance, and everybody said, "Mama said, oh, I gotta fix up for your father." Oh, and then next thing you know, I gotta go cut the grass. I gotta go. Wait. And finally, it comes to a head where he falls out. Falls out in front of your dinner party, in front of all your damn guests, because you wasn't listening to him when he was telling you, "Please pay attention and listen to me." Okay, so I used to tell that that's my analogy. I didn't know where it came from until I read this book. This is exactly what this book says. The little boy went to his mama. She said, "No, I'm busy. I've got to clean this. I'll get to you in a moment." Then he goes to the neighbor. "Oh, what you what?" "Cutting the grass." "Oh, I can't hear you." "Cutting the grass." Then he goes to somebody else. I think the fire department. "Listen, there's this." They're going, "Son, go play with the other kids." And finally, he just threw it. Whoa! Starts screaming. And finally, they'll look at him, and he tells them, "Da da 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 da," in my bed. And finally, woo! And the fire department, the neighbor, everybody quits doing what they're doing. They come running, everybody in procession over to his house. They all go upstairs and look. And even his mama, she opened the door. They all looking like, "Oh my God, somebody better call us. There's a bear in this bed." They're fast asleep. He came through the window, laying in bed asleep. Right? He was trying to tell them there's something in my bed. Okay. I found this book in the back of my storage in a box of all my son's baby clothes that my mother had saved. And I guess she put everything related to him that she thought was really important to keep in that box. Because when she first showed me this book, it was in Ohio. Well, fast forward, she moved where we are now in a week before he was born, actually. So she's been teaching him and everything since then. I didn't even know if the book had even made it over here. I didn't even thought about it. But I found it in the back of my storage 10 years later in a container. And I said, "Oh my God." My grandmother, and when I came home, just before I found the book, the day before I found the book, I had been working in the storage and I came home. I take that back. Actually, it was after I came home from the Abraham. Yep. On a Saturday, her picture had fallen off of my vanity, my grandmother. It was the next day, on Sunday, when I found the book that she left. My grandmother left. That my mother showed me and brought it here and put it in this box to make sure it didn't get lost, that I have it. When I read that book, I sat and I read it in tears. And I realized what my child had been trying to tell me all this time. And we had a big, miscommunication between his respite caregiver, who had gotten a message and didn't know how to convey it, and I didn't know what the hell. What did she talk? Stop trying to, that was me, because I didn't get what she was trying to convey, because she had no words. She just had a feeling. Well, Very shortly after that, very recently, it all came to a head of what was really going on with him, what he was trying to show us through what he was drawing and doing. That, and I wasn't getting it because I didn't come from, I didn't, I wasn't getting it. Somebody did give me a message that you need to get in these classes. I said, what? And they were thinking, oh, he don't need that. Well, yes, he did, and he does. And to help him communicate um, verbally, because he's verbal, he can speak, but certain things. The English language he has not mastered. He's in the middle of mastering it, the English language. So we have a language issue. So my respiratory caregiver did not know how to articulate, and so it got by, and it kept progressing until it finally. I get a call from the school, and some other things blow up. And like, oh shit, right? And then I had to go into a silent space after all that happened. God love her so much. I love her so much. I had to go into a silent space to sit down and listen because I did ask my grandmother, what are you trying to tell me about him? What do I need to know? And what does he need? I don't know. Can you please, and then everything unfolded, you know, and it's like, whoa, language, communication, signs, and some signs, some things I will completely understand. But if somebody else saw the same things that I saw, they go, what the fuck is that? Or the divine doesn't communicate with them. Put it this way, the divine communicates with each and every one of us individually in a particular language that we individually understand. Just like somebody that speaks Spanish over here in my building, they're teaching me Spanish. I don't always know what they're saying to me because I'm still learning the language, you know. And some of them don't speak English the way. There's one lady, she don't understand too much any English. So I gotta really hone in when she's speaking to me in Spanish and then be able to communicate back to her, and answering them. Some stuff I don't, I have to go, you know, say, I don't know, you know, say, you know. And so I leave it alone. She goes, oh, she's smiling, she go away. I'm like, God, what was she saying, So Abraham says that words do not teach, and they don't, especially if it's not in your language. You can talk to somebody over and over and over again trying to get a point across, but if they don't speak that language or very little of it, it's going to take a long time before they get that message, and you got to keep doing it over and over again. And I looked at the whole situation that I became so exasperated with. That's why I went into silence for a few days, actually for a whole week, so I could see what's going on here. How did I miss it? And I could keep going back in and not being upset with myself and punishing myself for not getting the message. I go, wow. And then I went into the charts of the individuals involved, including myself. We speak a different language here, In some areas, we got that. We communicate very well, even without words. It's telepathic. But in other areas where we don't speak that kind of language, the same language is like, oh man. I'll use an analogy that came to me before I got on here to do this broadcast. Say you in another country. Say, you're American and you over there in China somewhere. We'll say Japan, and you don't know a whole lot of the language. You didn't, not a lot. And you can ready to go out in the street and this car is coming and you kind of not looking at paying attention. And somebody back there that speaks Japanese is trying to tell you the car is coming. And you're in their language and you're going, what? And you're not getting it. And you can ready to go out there into the street and get run over. Well, that person, since they can't get the language that you don't understand them, they don't understand you. They got to go and push you out the way, knock you out the way. What the hell? Oh. And then you go, oh my God, a car was coming. I didn't, something was coming. Something danger was coming. And you didn't, But they couldn't get it point through to you. So they had to literally push you out the way. They had to get loud to save your life. It's like that. But then after that, the guy said, oh, I got to learn this. I better learn this language. I got to pay attention and learn this language. And even when the man was talking to him, instead of continuing to keep going across the street, he could just stop and say, and then he could have pointed or whatever, and then, but there was, in that moment, the language barrier. You got Tauruses, you got Geminis, you got Sagittariuses, you got all this, and many people say, oh, that's the devil, those that that's some, you should not be involved in tarot cards and astrology. Honey, astrology is the reading of the stars, the positioning of the stars, the day you were born, and the day when different events happened. There are influences and energies that are emanating from each planetary system upon the rest of the galaxy, as well as us here on this planet, this particular Earth. I went in and studied that, and I thought, oh, wow, it was definitely a language barrier, a communications issue, as well as each individual's own stuff coming to the surface too. Because remember, we create our own reality, and every incident or situation we experience, we created it or we co-created it, and we attracted the right components, the right people to play out this thing with us. We attracted them. Okay, so it's not like somebody out there or something out there is doing this thing to any of us, because it's not. We're doing that with every thought we're thinking and every word we're speaking in alignment with those thoughts, and the actions that we are taking in harmony with those thoughts and words. Our own self comes to the surface. So I had to sit with those things, and I had to rewrite the script. See, I'm taking this class with a really good Elisa Moselle. I love her so much. I decided to take a class with her again, and because it showed up like, whoa! And each thing that's coming up, she come on with a whole nother lesson for each one of us, our students. That's right on top, right on the money. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there it is. And unravels the whole thing. And you go like, wow, it's that. Wow. And I'm going to say here, as our own stuff comes to the surface to be alchemized or transformed back into light, it's just energy. Everything is energy. We just give the situation a word or a definition or a label, when really it's all just energy. And everything that happens, we can recreate that story and give it a whole new meaning, switch some things around, switch some of the characters on the stage that you as the casting director, you put them there. And you rewrite their script. If there's something coming out of those actors that's not quite how I wanted to express what I was thinking here. Let's see. Okay, and you rewrite it. Yeah. And then the performers show up doing what you need for them to do, or what you asked them, or you hired them, or you summoned them, or attracted them to do, the role you wrote for them to play. And they show up in your reality. They're in your reality. They're doing these things. So you don't use, so okay, you did that, and you didn't but that. It's your fault. Oh, that is the ego. It wants to blame everybody else and say, wait a minute. Empowerment, self-empowerment is, ooh, how did I create that? Let's see, let's make some adjustments here in this story, this movie, this show. Okay, take two. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Nobody can make you feel any sort of way unless you're giving your power away. And many of us do that, and you catch it. Oh, wait a minute. I created this person to do this or to act this way. So what am I going to see? So why did I do that? Oh, because I need to know. I need to learn the language. I need to write the language. Yeah. And sometimes it's not about learning the language. It's about finding somebody who can translate it for you to understand it in a way that's harmonious and peaceful. My grandmother translated the Spanish into English. She wrote in her handwriting over top of each Spanish word, the English word. That's how I understood the whole book. Parts of it I understood because I know the language a bit, but I understood the whole one because she translated the whole thing. Oh, gosh, so now I understand my son a lot better in what he's trying to, because I also learned, you can go study this on your own. Air signs communicate differently than earth signs, and differently than water signs, and differently than fire signs. Different kinds of communication, different, different language. And if you're not versed in it, you'll be like, what the hell? I get some of it. But then, what is that? So so now my grandmother, her picture's still on the vanity. I got it. I'm sure there's more because I'm listening on how to communicate. With the Gemini, you do not tell them what to do. It has to be their idea. So you must communicate what you'd like for them to um, do or reflect in a way that makes them believe it's their idea. Because if you don't, and you're trying to they push against, so because Gemini's and all the air signs, it's about freedom, freedom of self-expression, and they actually are become rebels. They are rebels. They're in their heads, all rebels. They don't want to connect with the earth grounded thing. They want to do their own thing their own way. And if you get in there and they feel that's threatened, you will not be their friend anymore. They'll put you over there somewhere, or they won't spend much time with you because they feel like you are threatening to take their freedom away. I talk about fantastic Freedom Fridays. Well, the Gemini and the Libra, Aquarius is the epitome of freedom, and they will rebel because they are here to show a whole new way, a whole new perspective. And us earthy people, the Virgo, the Taurus, and the Capricorn might catch on a little bit easier because they're mutable. But firm sign like me, like, yeah, we was like, what the heck, what, and it'll take us a bit of time to get it because we don't speak the language unless that is prevalent in our chart, which I have more chart stuff to actually study, which I hadn't studied before. Now it's like, whoa, it's a whole map into the personality and the thinking processes of each this being. And it matched totally complete. I'm like, oh my God, there it is. And he's a Sagittarius, he's a Gemini with an Aquarius rising. That's double curiosity and double rebel. I'm like, whoa. But he does have a lot of some earth placed, being the Chinese year of the earth to snake. No, not a snake, I'm sorry. The earth to, pig. The earth to pig. It get kind of messy. Earth to pig. And the earth, number 2, is right there, the center. Not down, it's like a layer that's really close to almost the center. Very close. I won't explain a whole lot about that right now, but nevertheless, I totally got it. And most air signs, and too much air in the chart, do require earth, but it has to be in a way that grounds them where they're not stifling them or restricting too much restriction on them because they will rebel and it will be loud. And if it's difficult to explain it or convey the message, it'll be an action that gets the attention so that you get the message. And this little boy, Andres, in the book, they wasn't listening. They wasn't understanding what he was saying. They wasn't there. They ignored it. Everything else was more important than listening to this kid. Ah! Got your attention now, don't I? And by the way, I come from a family of performing artists and writers. Writers of books, screenwriters of screenplays, fashion models, runway models. I come from a line of these kind of people. Self-expression is everything. And so for me, being a Taurus with a Leo rising, I have to be on the stage. And that's it. Or I will rebel. Not so much where it bothers other people, but it's an implosion. Self-expression is a must for everyone, but especially fire people. Fire people, air people, and I'm with a Leo rising, it puts me on the stage. So that's the part of me that can interact very well with my son, the stage, because he loves being seen, and so do I. That's our thing. So we relate very well there. And, yeah, so just a little bit on that of my experience for this past week. So what's been your experience? Oh my goodness, do share it in the comments. And any questions you may have on what the modalities that I offer, or questions on, oh, how do I, or have you ever experienced a da da da, what whatnot. Just don't be scared to ask questions or share your story, your story. How about that? Because we can rewrite our script at any time. And that was another thing I had not been doing on a regular basis. And my teacher, my new teacher, and old teacher, the same teacher, uh, touched on that big time. Oh yes, at the end of the day, you rewrite your script of the day. Rewrite your day, revise your day. Everything that took place, anything that you'd like to happen differently, you go in and rewrite that. And your next day, the experience will be like it never happened. The people that have been involved in it, like it never happened. How that? Neville Goddard 101. Revision. Yeah, very important. That's why I say we have the freedom to choose again and again, to rewrite it. If the show didn't turn out the way you like it to turn out, you rewrite it. Some people that study Neville Goddard say it just changes you, the way you are, your stuff changes, transforms you when you tell those stories, when you rewrite your script. Uh-uh. It doesn't just change you, because remember, you remember the previous story, but the other people that previous story affected, they don't remember the old story, very vaguely, because they begin to act like it never happened. Some say, well, that's witchcraft. No, this is what we were all created to be able to do, rewrite the script. Because each individual, there's nobody here but you, really. There's nobody here but you. There's nobody here but you. It's just you. Nobody here but you. So, on that lovely note, what y'all doing this weekend? I sure hope you plan to have some fun, because I am. And yeah, yeah, hot. The goddess Pele. Hot. Mm-hmm. And these are the times we're in right now with the solar flares, and it's not going to let up. It's going to be going on for quite so many years, and it's going to get even hotter, because that is to cleanse, to purge, to dissolve the densities in our circuitry, in our bodies, where we have layers of trauma still sitting in there that's been keeping many of us from moving forward into our true life's path, our true passion service to humanity. The little stuff in there that makes the money come late. Say, oh, that's just the way it's supposed. No, it's because you was not in alignment with the receiving of it, because there was something there with the foot on the neck of the hose, so the water couldn't flow in for you. And it happens to all of us. But many of us go, what the heck is that? Can't quite put your finger on it. Why is this happening to me? It's happening for you. For you to question and say, what is that in me that is creating this circumstance? What is that in me that's creating a low bank account? What is that in me that doesn't have enough to do the things I would like to do? What is that in me? That is coming to the surface, to be seen, felt, and heard, and released back into the nothingness from whence it came. Nothing serious going on here. And you understand the language. God bless you. Love you. Live long and prosper. Stop by my shop, queentierrastreasure.etsy.com. And have some fun in there. How about that? Peace out.